When you're playing episode Heresy and you're getting all of these weapons and you don't know what perks are good for that weapon, don't worry, I'll be showing you guys all of the best perks for all of these weapons that came out in episode Heresy. I will also have timestamps in the description, or you can just look over the player head if you want to pick a specific weapon you want to look for when it comes to looking for the god roll. So let's head straight to the Strand Kinetic Auto Rifle. This is the second iteration for the healing auto rifles, so this is a support frame, which is called the Adamantite. On the third column, it has Reciprocity, Unrelenting, Demolitionist, Pugilist, Slice, Subsistence, and Ensemble. On the fourth column, it comes with Circle of Life, Attrition Orbs, Frenzy, Elemental Honing, Hatchling, Tear, and last but not least, Kill Clip. And it's what you're seeing here, which is Runneth Over. If you were to get any of these weapons adept, this additional origin trait will appear. So basically, when you reload near allies, it would overflow the magazine. But with bows and swords, or should I say with bows, the draw time will be faster, and for swords, charge rate will be faster as well. So if you want to be a support player, you're going to need to go for Reciprocity. When healing projectiles from this weapon strikes allies, you also receive a small amount of health. And if you want to increase your damage even further, you could also go for Circle of Life. Rapidly healing allies grants this weapon a period of increased damage. Or if you want to produce orbs of power from your teammates, you could go for Attrition Orbs. This does work if your teammate's health is pretty damaged or low enough health. So dealing sustained damage will create an orb of power. So that could be either dealing damage to enemies or healing your allies. But if you are looking for a strand build for this auto rifle, you can go for Slice. Whenever you activate your class ability, it would sever targets, so that severing effect will make your enemies deal less damage to you. And for the fourth column, you can choose between two things. The first one, which is Hatchling. If you were to get a rapid kill or precision kill, it would spawn in a Threadling. Or you can go for Tear, which is a new perk. Whenever you get a precision final blow, it will cause nearby targets to become severed. So let's just say you get Tear first. You don't really have to go for Slice because both of them are Tear. You can go for like Demolitionist or Pugilist. They just give you melee and grenade energy. So Demolitionist gives you grenade energy and also reloads your weapon from reserves. And whenever you get kills with this weapon, it will give you grenade energy. And for Pugilist, whenever you get kills, it will grant you melee energy. And if you were to deal melee damage, it would improve this weapon's handling. The next weapon is the PSYCHOPOMP. This is an area denial frame arc grenade launcher. This is like the Lost Signal or the Baton. On the third column, there's Ambitious Assassin, Pugilist, Envious Arsenal, Eddy Current, Feeding Frenzy, Stats for All, and Threat Detector. On the fourth column, there's Frenzy, Rolling Storm, Harmony, Elemental Honing, Full Court, Demolitionist, and Unrelenting. What catches my eye first is either Ambitious Assassin. Whenever you get kills, it would overflow the magazine. This also stacks with Runneth Over if this weapon is an adept. And I do believe you get 4 in the mag if you were to activate Ambitious Assassin and Runneth Over. And on the fourth column, you can go for either Rolling Storm. Final blows will grant bolt charges while you're amplified. Kills grants additional bolt charges. Or you can go for Demolitionist if you are doing a grenade type of build. And then for your other options, if you don't have Ambitious Assassin, you can also go for Envious Arsenal. Dealing damage with both other weapons before readying this one will refill it from reserves. It's kind of meh on this grenade launcher, but if you have it, just rock it. Or you can go for Eddy Current just to increase your reload speed whenever you're amplified or while you're sprinting after. Or if you want to deal more damage with your PSYCHOPOMP, you could also go for Frenzy. Being in combat for an extended time increases your damage and handling and reload speed for this weapon until you are out of combat. But currently for this episode, a lot of people are running bolt charge type weapons, so I guess Rolling Storm would be good. The next weapon is this Void Power Linear Fusion Rifle called Eyes Unveiled. On the third column, it has Overflow, Field Prep, Ambitious Assassin, Subsistence, Triple Tap, Perfect Float, and Hip Fire Grip. On the fourth column, it has Reservoir Burst, Frenzy, Withering Gaze, Adagio, Discord, Chain Reaction, and Successful Warm-Up. So if you're looking for a linear fusion rifle that focuses on pure damage, on the third column, you can go for Triple Tap. Rapidly landing precision hits will return 1 ammo to the magazine. And on your fourth column, you can go for Frenzy. Whenever you're in combat, it will increase your damage up to 15%, and it would also give you 100 handling, 100 reload speed, and yeah. I didn't pick Withering Gaze because there's other effects that will weaken targets as well, like your abilities and other weapons. Of course, like in the seasonal artifacts, there's particle reconstruction for your fusion and linear fusion rifles, but by having Withering Gaze, it's kind of meh, schmeat, dog water. Or if you want to do like an ad clear linear fusion rifle, if you like, You can go for overflow. Whenever you pick up a special or heavy ammo, it would automatically reload it beyond normal capacity. And you can go for like chain reaction. Final blows with this weapon will make them explode. Or you can go for reservoir burst. It also stacks with overflow. So for reservoir burst, when your battery is full, the next burst deals additional damage and causes that enemy to explode. So let's just say you activate overflow, and for example, you're at 15 linear shots in the magazine. Most of those bullets on the top half of the magazine will activate reservoir burst. So you can pick your poison, either reservoir burst or chain reaction. The best weapon, in my opinion, in episode Heresy is the Watchful Eye. This is basically like Thunderlord, but a legendary version. It's a arc power machine gun. So on the third column, it has overflow, field prep, dynamic sway reduction, mulligan, wellspring, hipfire grip, and eddy current. On the fourth column, it has jolting feedback, rolling storm, killing tally, target lock, elemental honing, surrounded, and sword logic. If you're looking for a jolting debuff build on this machine gun, I would recommend going for overflow and also jolting feedback. So whenever you deal rapid damage with this weapon, it will inflict jolt. While you're amplified, jolt is applied faster. So remember again, whenever you pick up a special or heavy ammo brick, it would overflow the magazine up to 100% beyond normal capacity. And for jolting feedback, all you got to do is just deal damage repeatedly. So you're just going to keep going, you know, like non-stop, and then that jolting effect will apply very often. Or if you're into a bolt charge build, instead of putting jolting feedback with overflow, you could also go for rolling storm. Final blows will grant bolt charges while you're amplified. Again, final blows will grant additional bolt charge. Or if you don't have overflow, you could also go for eddy current. For me, I've been wanting to go for an overflow jolting feedback. It has never dropped, so for now I have eddy current and jolting feedback. And out of the fourth column for the perks, the two best ones are jolting feedback and rolling storm IMO. Or if you want to increase your damage even further, you could also go for killing tally as well. So kills increases weapons damage until it is stowed or reloaded, and it can tie it to overflow. Let's head to the strand power sword, which is called the Abyssal Edge. On the third column, it has relentless strike, energy transfer, slice, tireless blade, duelist trance, valiant charge, and flash counter. On the fourth column, it comes with elemental honing, redirection, which got buffed, we'll get onto that later, surrounded, hatchling, on guard, sword logic, and last but not least, demolitionist. So redirection did get a buff, so it just increases your stacks, and it will take less stacks to activate all those maximum stacks of redirection. So whenever you damage a ranked and rifle combatant, it would increase your damage against more powerful enemies. So if you were to hit like red bar enemies, you would get like 30 stacks. That's the maximum stacks, and with every hit you get 2 stacks per hit. So once those stacks are accumulated, you can hit yellow bar enemies or higher to increase your damage up to 33%. And whenever you hit that yellow bar enemy or higher, it will consume 3 stacks from those 30 stacks if you have all 30 stacks. And for each of those 3 stacks, you would deal 33% increase in damage. So you can tie redirection with this one right here, Triless Blade. Sword ammo granted for every other powered sword kill. So that could be your light attack sword or your heavy attack, but mainly you're going to be using your light attack sword. And again, for like, if you're making a strand build for the sword, you can go for slice and also hatchling. But I know in the seasonal artifacts, there already is artifacts that would give you unraveling rounds and spawning in threadlings. The next weapon we're going to be talking about is the strand glaive called the Refusal of the Call. On the third column, it comes with impulse amplifier, slice, tilting at windmills, envious assassin, replenishing Aegis, discord, and auto-loading holster. On the fourth column, it comes with melee momentum, vorpal, unstoppable force, sword logic, close to melee, disruption break, and beacon rounds. If you're going for like a projectile based glaive, just shooting it non-stop instead of you needing to melee, you can go for beacon rounds. Final blows with this weapon will grant you projectile tracking and increases your reload speed. Dealing further damage extends the duration. If you guys didn't know what this perk does, just think of it like the Indebted Kindness with Volt Shot in the Warlord's Ruin dungeon, where everybody was going for that. It just makes your ADS spread more bigger. And you can tie this perk with Envious Assassin. Basically, just get kills with your other weapons, and it would overflow this weapon's magazine beyond normal capacity, kind of like overflow in a way. You could also tie Envious Assassin with Vorpal just to get a passive plus 15% increase in damage to mini bosses or bosses. The next strand weapon is this strand submachine gun called the Mirror Imago Dorito. On the third column, it has recycled energy, subsistence, grave robber, pugilist, to the pain, moving target, overflow, and on the fourth column, it comes with hatchling, target lock, swashbuckler, sword logic, permittability, offhand strike, and unrelenting. So on the third column, you can go for subsistence. Whenever you get kills, it will partially reload your magazine from reserves, or you can go for overflow, which will automatically load this weapon beyond normal capacity. So you can just choose either or, but if you are doing a melee build, you can go for either grave robber, which will reload your magazine when you get a melee kill, or if you just want to produce melee energy, you can go for pugilist. But for me, I would go for overflow. And on the fourth column, you could choose between any of these three. Sword logic, whenever you get kills, it would increase your damage, and the strength of the duration and bonus will increase when you defeat more powerful targets. You can go for target lock, just don't miss. It just increases your damage as long as you hit the target, but if you miss, you lose that damage buff. Or you can go for hatchling. But for me, I would choose between sword logic or target lock. Or if you just want to get your healing regeneration quick, you can go for unrelenting. Just get rapid kills and it will start your health regeneration. It also helps really well if you have overflow. Next is this void energy combat bow called the Anamnesis. This bow did come out in Act 1. It was a bug, but some people were to get some. Me personally, I did get some. I didn't know what it was, so I just deleted it. So on the third column, it comes with Archer's Tempo, Dragonfly, Successful Warm-Up, Hipfire Grip, Repulsor's Brace, To the Pain, and Perfect Flow. On the fourth column, it comes with the Stabilizing Rounds, Demoralize, Adagio, Impulse Amplifier, Sword Logic, Moving Target, and Explosive Head. So if you are doing a void build for this bow, the generic one would be Repulsor's Brace and also Destabilizing Rounds. But if you don't want to put Destabilizing Rounds, you can go for Demoralize. Demoralize also is a perfect pair with Dragonfly because of these two perks. All you would need is to get a precision kill, which will activate Dragonfly, which will emit that explosion, and it would weaken the target as well because of Demoralize. And for Repulsor's Brace, if you were to defeat a void debuff enemy that could be suppressed, volatile, or weakened, it will grant you an overshield. So any of these two, either Destabilizing Rounds, a lot of people would go for that, or Demoralize, but just go for Destabilizing Rounds with Repulsor's Brace. Or if you don't have Repulsor's Brace or Dragonfly, Archer's Tempo is pretty good as well. It's kind of like rapid hit. Every time you get a precision hit, it would just make your draw time speed more quicker, or it would decrease your draw time, meaning you can just pull it out more faster. Pause. The next one is this void energy fusion rifle called the Afterlight. On the third column, it comes with Under Pressure, Grave Robber, Lead from Gold, Discord, Offhand Strike, Ambitious Assassin, and Pugilist. On the fourth column, it has Reservoir Burst, Swashbuckler, Adagio, Concord, Cornered, Vorpal Weapon, Successful Warm-Up, and Destabilizing Rounds. If you care about your ammo economy for this fusion rifle, I would recommend going for Lead from Gold, and you can just put like Destabilizing Rounds or Vorpal, one of the two. Or if you want to get more ammo in your magazine, you can go for Ambitious Assassin, which again fits perfectly with Reservoir Burst and also Vorpal just to get as much damage as possible. But yeah, not that really good perks on this fusion rifle, IMO. The next one is this Arc Energy Sidearm called the Division. If you played the game, it's a pretty good game. I don't know about Division 2, but yeah, we'll get on to that later. I don't know. What am I saying? I'll shut up. On the third column, it comes with Perfect Flow, Eddy Current, Hipfire Grip, To the Pain, Pugilist, Grave Robber, and Encore. On the fourth column, it has Volt Shot, Kill Clip, Sword Logic, Swashbuckler, Offhand Strike, Eye of the Storm, and Surrounded. So with every arc weapon, you're going to want to go for Volt Shot. Whenever you get a kill, reload that weapon, and it would inflict jolt on its next shot for 7 seconds. And to make your reload speed go faster, go for Eddy Current. And that's basically it. I don't see any perk combos that are pretty good in PvE. Those are the only two for this sidearm. So here we go. That's all of the god rolls that I think are the best perk combinations for all of these weapons in episode Heresy. If you guys think that another perk is better than the other, let me know in the comments, share your opinions. But yeah, I just think that these perks are good for all of these weapons in my opinion. So yeah. All right, beautiful people. I'll see you guys in the next video. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.